If you're watching this video, you're either an angler who is looking to fill their Christmas wish list to give to Santa, or you're a friend or family member of an angler who's looking for some extra gift ideas. This video will have you covered as I'm going to talk about all the things that I would be happy to open on Christmas morning. That's right, everybody, the season's upon us. Christmas is here, as you can tell by my shoddily put up lights behind me and my hat that I'm wearing. I'm excited, I'm in full swing here. So I decided to make this Fishmas wish list for all of you here. And just going over a lot of things that I think are readily available, easy to grab for somebody who might not know fishing. I know a lot of people will say, just give me a gift card, give me a gift card. But some people don't like giving gift cards for Christmas. I understand it's a bit of a faux pas. So again, these are just easy to find items that I think are pretty much essentials that any bass angler would like. These are all going to be more focused toward bank fishing and bass fishing, as that's just what I do, and it's what I have experience with. But a lot of these gifts are actually universal for any type of fishing as well. So now I'm going to talk about 3 essential baits that I think are strong enough to have for any bass angler in their tackle box. The first bait I want to touch on is one that is super popular when it comes to bass fishing. That is the Yum Dinger, the Yamamoto Senko, the stick bait. Basically, this is just your standard stick worm. A nice big, this is in the 5-inch size. I think 5 inches is the perfect size to go with. Very universal. This will catch bass of any size in any water conditions. So the stick bait is best fished in 2 ways. With a hook in the middle, wacky rigged like this, as you let it fall, it kind of gives it that flutter. Or with an EWG hook, you can rig it Texas rigged, weedless. And that is what I prefer. Preferred color for the Senko for me is green pumpkin. Any sort of green pumpkin, peanut butter and jelly, black and blue. I find dark colors work best with the stick bait, so if you're out there purchasing, definitely look for the darker colors. Green pumpkin is preferred for me. So if you're buying for a advanced bass angler, he's gonna have a lot of these already. The thing is that you end up going through so many of these, it will see use if you buy him some. This is a perfect stocking stuffer, as the dinger comes in at like $3-4 and can be added to a stocking very easily. And it's one of those baits that are always good to have around. If you're buying for a beginner, this is a super beginner friendly bait. I recommend making sure you pick up some EWG hooks with it if it is a beginner and you know they don't already have these, as these are kind of necessary and they can be easily rigged to fish and weedless situations. So this is a 5/0 EWG. Pretty much any brand will work. Of course, you want something that I would say maybe VMC, Gamakatsu, Mustad. Those are, pretty standard hook makers that I do prefer. This is a standard presentation that gets the job done in most situations. Especially from the bank, it's something that I always make sure I have in my tackle bag. And so I think it makes a great present. So another bait that I absolutely love is a small 3-inch finesse paddle tail on a jig head. This specifically is a VMC Moon Eye 1/4 ounce jig head, but really any 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce jig head is going to work with one of these baits. Now you don't have to get the mare specifically. It's just one of my preferred baits right now. I have a few others. There is the Bass Pro Speed Shad. This is a knockoff of a Kitech Swing Impact, as well as the Largo Shad. These 3 are probably my best finesse paddle tails, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, get what you can find. Of course, the color for me comes to something light, a white. A white works best, I find. Smallmouth Magic, Baby Bass. Something light and natural in color, as that just mimics bait fish the best. If you're buying for an advanced angler, once again, this is a very universal bait, and so I don't see it going to waste. If you're buying for a beginner, you're going to want to pair it with some jig heads. This is a 1/4 ounce ball head. There's also these fish style heads. This is the smelt head from Nasheen Lure Works, and this is more of a higher end jig, of course, but there's plenty of options. Essentially, you want something with maybe a 2, 3, 4/0 hook, and the 1/4 ounce to maybe 3/8 ounce size. 1/2 ounce is a little too heavy, I find, when you're trying to fish these. And yeah, this is another very universal bait. It can be thrown with a medium light, a medium, even a medium heavy, spinning rod, bait casting rod, whatever. But yeah, makes a really great gift. So the third bait choice that I have here for a great gift is the chatterbait, the bladed jig, whatever you want to call it. This here is an XPS chatter bomb from Bass Pro, and it's paired up with a freeloader trailer. I'm going to get the trailers in a second, but I do want to talk about the chatterbaits real quick. There are so many chatterbaits on all scopes of the market. At the lower end, you have just a standard Z-Man chatterbait, and I think this works great. It's fine for me. It's what I use most of the time. You have the XPS chatter bomb, like I showed here, and plenty of others. These work great. If you have an advanced angler that you're trying to buy for, I do recommend a Z-Man jackhammer or a chatterbait Evo. These are higher end kind of chatterbaits that work great. The jackhammer in particular comes in at like $25 Canadian for me, so it's not something I would ever buy. But if I got it as a gift, of course I would be super happy, right? So yeah, definitely something to look into is the chatterbait. So the freeloader makes a good trailer. Soft jerk baits make great trailers. There's all sorts of stuff. The Z-Man Chatter Spike is one that I would recommend buying if you are trying to set someone up with a full rig. The Chatter Spike just comes in at a pretty cheap cost, and it does match perfectly with all sorts of chatterbaits. And actually, while I'm talking about bladed baits, another more basic offering is the spinner bait. This is one that works really well in the summer, in more grassy conditions. And this one's nice too because you don't have to put a trailer on it. You can fish this without a trailer, just as is. And so if you're just trying to buy a quick stocking stuffer or something like that, a little add-in gift, grab a little spinnerbait. They can go as cheap as like $2, $3. I think Walmart sells ones for like $1. Can't say much about the quality of those, of course, but yeah, this is a gift that you can get just about anywhere. Any tackle store, Walmart, Bass Pro, anything will have this. So you can easily grab one and throw it in a stocking. I like white and chartreuse for both the spinnerbait and the chatterbait. It's basically my go-to color for these bladed jigs. But, dark colors work as well. All white works great. So you have lots of options. White and chartreuse is a very safe bet for me. That's it for the baits. I want to talk about tools. If you're buying for an advanced angler, I don't know if I really would pick them up something like a pair of scissors or pliers. It's just something that people are really picky about, but they're very good to have. So if you're buying for a beginner, I definitely recommend making sure they have some pliers. These are split ring pliers, so as you can see the tip there has a notch on it. That's just able to mess with your tackle and swap out split rings and things like that. These also have some braid cutters on the inside on the bottom. These are very cheap. These are Red Wolf pliers I bought maybe 5 years ago at Canadian Tire, and they work great still. At the end of the day, you can get pliers just about anywhere. Any sort of fishing pliers will do great. The other thing that I have invested in are forceps. If whoever you fish for catches lots of perch, bluegill, very small panfish species, then forceps work great. They're always good to have, especially when you're trying to get into small fish's mouths and pull out, gut hooks and things like that. Lastly, scissors. These were $1 at my local tackle shop. Rapala scissors. These are fine. They're not great when it comes to braid. So if you can find specifically braided line scissors, I would pick those up. And these will make a great stocking stuffer. So next up I want to talk about this. This here is a rod glove, a rod sock, a fishing rod protector, whatever you want to call it. I think Rod Glove is like the main brand of them. This is a very standard little rod protector. You slide it over, it protects your eyelets. This one I actually found on a trail just after fishing. But basically all you do, you slip it over your rod and then you have your stuff protected while in storage. These are great stocking stuffers. I think you can get them for like $5 to $7 Canadian at most stores. They're just about everywhere. But yeah, lots of different colors you can find on Amazon, things like that. A nice easy stocking stuffer. So a gift that I got actually a couple years back was a rod holder. I'm not going to drag the one that I have out here, but I will throw a picture up of the model kind of style that I got. These are very standard items that if you know the angler that you're buying for doesn't have one, they make a great gift, as people don't really like, personally I don't like just kind of standing my rods up in the corner, letting them get some bend in them and just, it's messy. So having like a stand-up rod holder or even something that kind of mounts into a wall is a great gift to get. I don't have any rod holders I can recommend. Amazon ones seem fine. They're a bit on the cheaper end, obviously, but they will get the job done for sure. Just look at reviews and things like that, and just try to find what makes the best value for you. So I also want to touch on sunscreen. This is a very, very good little stocking stuffer or just a general gift. Sunscreen is something that people like us who love the outdoors use a lot, right? Hunters, fishers, camping, hiking, no matter what the activity, you're going to be out in the sun on most days. So you're going to use a lot of this stuff throughout the year. I know personally I don't go out fishing without using sunscreen, because if I do, I just burn right up, especially throughout the summer here. So SPF 50 is kind of the minimum I use. I just use, a very standard sport sunscreen. A lot of people are iffy on chemicals and things like that, so it's really up to preference. I personally like the lotion ones. I find I get a better, overall coverage. But spray bottles work great, especially for younger anglers who may hate sunscreen like I used to as a kid. Either way, this is a very good stocking stuffer and it's great to include. I'm going to talk about bug spray here. Off Deep Woods is my preferred bug spray. This does not work perfectly. I have spots, especially when I'm fishing from the bank, where I'm just getting coated in mosquitoes, man. It is annoying. But the Off Deep Woods seems to work the best. Again, this contains DEET, and if you're iffy on chemicals, you have your preference. I've tried lighter bug sprays, and they just don't get the job done. But either way, a can of bug spray, or a bottle, or whatever you want to use, is always a great gift to have. And it's another thing that you're just going to consume as the year goes on. And a gift for those of you who are in spots where the bugs get really bad, I know Northern Ontario here, it's almost a must, a mosquito netting suit. It's something that I picked up, my girlfriend, she actually has a really hard time with the mosquitoes. They're just always attracted to her. And so I ended up getting her to try mosquito netting. And it actually works really well in some serious, this is definitely hardcore bug situations. But in certain situations, it's definitely needed. Amazon is where I picked up mine, but outdoor stores like Canadian Tire, things like that, even some smaller tackle shops might carry it. But mosquito netting suits are very universal and great to have. So another thing that you'll see in stores this time of year are these mystery tackle boxes, these gift bundles. This is the Bass Pro Big Bass Bundle. This, as well as their bronze back box, and I believe they have a walleye and a panfish box, are actually really well curated, and I will recommend buying one of these if you have an angler that you're just trying to get a general gift for. The problem with the mystery boxes, though, is a lot of them are just a lot of junk. A lot of stuff that nobody's really going to use. Odd colors, different sizes. It seems like they just kind of fill them with a lot of clearance baits. So I can't recommend all of them. I know Tackle Bros is a local shop to me that I have asked my girlfriend to pick a box up from. Dark Horse Tackle is another one that I've seen online that actually looks a little bit intriguing. They look like they have some, high quality baits in their boxes. 6th Sense makes a pretty good one that I've heard of. But overall, I would just stay away from them. I know a lot of people kind of look down on getting a gift card as a gift. Me personally, I don't care. And I can almost guarantee that any person you're buying for who loves fishing will be happy to receive a gift card to their local tackle store or outdoors retailer. The world of fishing is just so vast with a million different lures, baits, hooks, and everything else. It's hard to find exactly what someone is looking for. And so having that gift card option is always great, just so they can pick out exactly what it is they want. So either way, I want to thank you all for watching. If you were stumped at all for gifts, I hope this video could help you out. Please leave a comment if you got any questions and I would be happy to answer. I have lots of videos talking about gear and things like that if it is something you're interested in. I hope you all have a very safe and happy holidays. There will be a couple more videos going up this month. Don't worry, this is not it for the HookinDinks channel. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tight lines out there.